Welcome everyone back to our Ga Sai one-on-one, Ga Sai 一對一. And this week, we welcome our 2018 O4 coordinator, Simon Kwok.
Hi, everyone.
Welcome, Simon, to be
Thank
on the
you.
hot seat today. I met Ray and Jody already, and this week I got your precious time to have a quick chat on Ga Sai as well as some of your personal passions that you have. So welcome, Simon. I would like always start to have the first question about the first encounter. During all the years that you have been to Ga Sai, so you told me that you have been to Ga Sai since 2002. And 2 years that you missed, but then you keep continuing to going. So altogether, approximately like 16 years of Ga Sai experience.
That's right.
So among all these years, do you recall your first encounter? Like when was the first time you experienced God's love and take ownership of your faith?
I think it's the first Ga Sai, really, 2002. My brother went to the one in 2001 and came home and talked to me about it. And so then the next year I decided, okay, I'll go and see what it's about. And I guess at that time, I was born a Catholic, so I've been following my parents everywhere to church. So every Sunday I go to church with them. And then when we moved to Vancouver, they joined a choir at SFX. So we joined a choir at SFX with them. So and the choir is an adult choir, and so not a lot of youth. And at that time, right, I just follow my parents, and there was not a lot of social interaction with people in my age group. Even at school, right? I'm just going to school, go home, do my homework, and that's it. And not until university, it's when I started, having some extra time to go out with friends and things like that. And that's actually, yeah. So going to that first Ga Sai was really special because I get to go and meet hundreds of people, right? Just 100 campers, and just to see the number of people who are the same age group as me, sharing the same interest, but most importantly, sharing the same faith that you can connect to and you can talk to, and then going to listen to fathers' talks is awesome because as a teenager at that time, like you're going to church, you're sitting there and you're listening to the father's homily, and it's in one ear, out the other kind of thing.
Yeah.
But at Ga Sai, the speaker, the topic is very relatable to youth. So I still remember father's activity. One of the activity actually was that he folded a paper airplane and talked about life and evil, and rips out like part of the wings, and it spells out like if God is like the airplane, it guides you, but then if you rip out the wings and you unfold it, you actually spell like hell.
Okay.
Yeah, something like that. It's really memorable. So yeah, things like that. So, and also just to, again, right, connect with other people and share that same faith. Everybody coming together, singing together, eating together, go to mass together. So that was really my first encounter.
Yeah.
This fellowship, this community, it's so great.
Yeah. And I think what I've shared with Jody last time when I met her was the early Christian living, how we gather and support each other and journey together on the faith journey. And we are helping each other to get closer to God and lift others up when one of us is kind of like experiencing difficulties or specific struggles, because we are all human beings, got a wounded nature.
Yeah, and then especially like, I think what was also special for me was that even after like that first year camp, I didn't feel like I was a newbie. Like I by the end of the camp, I felt like I'm already part of the group. Like if people ask me about it, I'll be talking to them about all the stuff, all the great things that we did in the camp and things like that. So and that really helped me, I guess, motivate me to continue helping
Yes.
because I basically helped out ever since.
Yeah.
In
So it's
different
only the first
capacity.
year. Yeah. So it's only the first year that you were a camper, but
Yeah,
then all the years afterwards that you will be in one way or another, you are one of the
yeah,
helpers. Okay.
yeah, yeah. I've done pretty much every single helped in every single role at Ga Sai.
Yeah. So since you have witnessed for all the years of Ga Sai, but then you just keep coming back, like there are something that attracts you.
Yeah, yeah. To me, I guess again, right? Talking about me, not Ga Sai was like the one event that year that each year that I get to go back and connect with friends and I know that at the very beginning, you said that Ga Sai it's more like a gas station for your spiritual growth.
Okay.
So right, you go to Ga Sai, you get a lot of like spiritual development, and then during the year, your tank goes empty, and then every Labor Day you just go back and you
Okay.
refill yourself. So for me, that was the case at the very beginning, the first few years. But then as I went to camp more,
Yeah.
helped out and things like that. Obviously, myself, I grew as a person spiritually by being involved in my parish with
Hmm.
different activities and things like that. So for me, it becomes less of a fueling station for my spiritual growth,
Hmm.
but more just serving, just to spread the word of Ga Sai, and really to inspire the people who are coming in to Ga Sai for the first time that they can continue that fire.
Okay.
I guess I'm now the fuel.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
not the
Yeah.
fuel to fuel their fire.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Yeah.
what do you think? What are the memorable moments that help you to keep connected with all different campers every year?
Oh boy, there's so many, so many. One particular one, every single year at the end of the camp on the
Hmm.
Monday, we will have mass, sort of like before lunch, before everybody packs up and go home. The recessional hymn is always the camp song, and the camp song has always been sung multiple times during the camp, and it's just that feeling when and it happens almost every single year. It's that by the end of it, um, people are, when they sing the song, they clap, they wave their arms, or they put their hands on each other. I still remember years where um, during mass the chairs are in rows, right,
Yeah.
on two sides of the hall, sort of thing. But
Yeah.
then like everyone will be like hands on each other's shoulder,
Yeah.
and like every row is like that, not just like one or two rows,
Uh-huh.
every row, and they started swaying back and forth, just to sing that camp song that very last time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really hits me. Like
Hmm.
I get a little bit emotional right now talking about it. Yeah, just to see that people share that emotional attachment with the camp.
Hmm.
Yeah, and they are so connected with it. They had such a good experience with the camp.
Hmm.
Yeah, so that's what's really memorable.
Memorable.
But I
Yeah.
mean, like there are also a lot of other things.
Yeah, 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 yeah. So be able to emotionally connected to the community as well as emotionally connected to God as well. So how
Absolutely.
does it evolve in your career or your passions in your life?
Oh, yeah. So funny story. It's that it totally evolves into my like God works in marvelous ways. So I'm a teacher, but before being a teacher, I was in the IT field. Well, I call myself in the IT field, I guess. As a kid, I love playing video games. So my
You're a
goal, my dream.
gamer.
I'm
You're
a
a
gamer. I'm
gamer.
a gamer, and my dream job at that time when I was in middle school was to become a video game tester. Right? You can play video games all day, earn money. Then went to high school, found out that what, that's not really viable. But I still wanted to be in the industry, and so I decided to go into SFU and get myself a computer science degree, and sort of work in the IT or like video game, EA, no, no, right, wherever it
Yeah,
takes me.
yeah.
Um, but at the same time, at the end of my high school life, I started volunteering for my city
Okay.
as a volunteer for summer camps, and I guess it's part of my genes from my mom. My mom is also a teacher.
Oh, okay.
So I guess I got that sort of passion working with children, working with youth from her. And so I've been volunteering and then eventually working for the city as a program instructor every year, every summer. So even after I started university, and then one year, my third year, I started my my co-op job for my community science program.
Yep.
And that was in January.
Okay.
And originally it was an 8-month contract, so it would have taken me over summer. So that would have been the first summer that I wouldn't be working at a summer camp.
Oh.
So that was a little struggle because I missed working with the kids, and so I pray and to God, just give me guidance. Right? Should I forego this? Because at the end of the 4 months in April, there was actually a letter saying like upon mutual agreement that we continue the second term, and they wanted me to go back, but I was glad to see the word mutual. That means that if I, because it's not mandatory, right? So so I prayed and just to get some guidance as to whether I should just not continue and go to do my summer camp job and then continue whatnot. So it's funny because one day, it just out of the blue, I had this sort of vision that I couldn't imagine myself sitting in front of a monitor my whole life, my whole career. But I could imagine myself standing in front of a classroom, talking, working with kids.
Okay.
And it just dawned on me. So I decided I wasn't going to continue with my second term of the contract with the IT company, and went back to summer camp. And that was also when I decided to just finish my computing science degree and then apply to become a teacher.
Yeah.
And that's where I am. And but the story doesn't end there. Is that as I was, as a teacher, I'm still passionate about technology. And so I always try to incorporate technology into my teaching to engage students and things like that. And then eventually I got into this gig with the district to do some technology stuff to help teachers, to inspire teachers with using technology in their practice, helping doing some tech support and things like that. And it's a half-time position, so I'm half-time in the classroom, half-time doing that. So and then now it evolves into me in my own school. Pretty much as a learning commons teacher, I would introduce tech to my students, to my staff, to help them. So it's like the best of both worlds. That it just works out, and it just makes me just God, think about God works in marvelous ways.
Yeah, and I really admire your courage to be able to say no, like to the kind of really good co-op opportunity, but then to choose something that God shows you. So I just wonder, like at that moment, to be able to have that, I guess, energy or the strength to step forward, like was it difficult, or actually you're totally at peace?
I was at peace making that decision. Yeah, because I think it's because of that. Like, couldn't imagine myself sitting in front of the computer my whole life. And that sort of like made me sort of, what? Yeah, I'm done. With this. I mean, like obviously I continue with the computer. I graduated with a computer science degree before I went to teaching. But no, I was at ease. Obviously talked to my parents about it, and they were supportive. And yeah.
This is so interesting. So to a certain extent, because you seek God's light, and then you saw the light.
Yeah, and I mean, like it's not always smooth sailings, but it's, to me, I just feels like God's with me all the time. Like even let's say when there's a big obstacle coming up and I get stressed about it, like every single time, like I just goes over that, and then it's God's work.
So he never fails.
No. Yeah. So it's yeah, it's amazing.
So I guess this is what happened to Ga Sai as well. It's kind of like we talk a bit about how it started like 24 years ago, and now coming up will be the 25th Ga Sai, and we never know what God will take us the next step. However, we just do what we can every year and see how we realize the camp. But then year after year, we are still here. Wow,
Yep.
this is amazing. This is amazing. Thank you so much for sharing with us your first experience with Ga Sai, your memorable moments, as well as your passion as a teacher with technology. So I guess this is kind of like best of like all your passions, and this is what truly God calling you to be at this moment of life. But I'm sure that he will keep kicking you out from your comfort zones and stretching you and helping you to grow and mature and continue to be his faithful instrument. Well, this is beautiful. Thank you so much, Simon, for your time today and share with us. I think Simon, can you show us your t-shirt?
Yeah.
There you go.
There we go. This is our camp t-shirt.
That is for the year 2018.
18, yes.
Yeah. Great. So all the best to you, Simon. And we'll hopefully see you at the 25th Ga Sai when we do the celebration.
Yes.
Great. Thank you. Bye.